Ms. the screen is yours. I wish you good luck and we're very excited.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aidana, and thank you for Casualty members, actually, the Casualty team for having me today. And I hope that today's webinar will be useful, productive, and maybe insightful for you. So we have some time, let's say like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes more, and then we can start. So I can see so people who I know in person, yeah. Nazam, nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. Tanya, hi. Ainagul. Ainagul Ustaz, my colleague. Yeah, thank you for joining so I can recognize some of the participants. It means that you are interested in this topic, and it means that you are ready maybe to change your mindset into research direction, so to say. Um, Okay, so okay, and as Aidana has said, if you have any questions, please feel free to write in the chat. Okay, and after the webinar, we'll have like Q&A session for 5 minutes, and I will try to answer your questions. Or even if you would like to find out more about the today's webinar, you can write on Instagram. I'm very active use of Instagram, so to say, and I reply to all teachers if they're interested in something. Okay, so shall we start? I think yes. Okay, let's start. I will start just with the introduction, okay, and then we'll have some activities. So to be honest, it's a bit tricky, yeah, to organize webinars like this because you never know how many teachers, how many participants are going to join, what to do, what activities to take. So that's why today's our webinar will consist of two parts. So to say, the first one is a theoretical part. We'll have some discussion, some theory. I really wanted to make it not boring because the topic itself is not fun. It's not interesting. But so today I will try with simple language, providing simple steps, explain how to teachers can change their research and can change their mindset, so to say. So first of all, let me start with the introduction. Okay, so as Aidana has introduced me, so I'm a teacher researcher actually, and this point that I'm going to talk about today, and I hope that my experience will be useful to some of you or maybe everyone. I'm an English teacher working in a private school in Astana, Quantum STEM School, if you know the school. So I'm an IELTS tutor, and a teacher trainer. So I've been working with teachers for more than 10 years, actually. And I'm glad to be here and to share my experience with you. So before we start, I would like to know about you, please. So for today's webinar, please use our chat actively. And the first task, so to say, write your names. Please write your subject you're teaching. I guess you're teaching English, but so you can identify which level. And just one sentence, why you're here. What do you want to find out? Or if you're already researching, just write yes or no. So that would be enough. I would like to see who have joined the webinar and whether I will be useful for you today. So please, use the chat. Uh-huh. So, okay. Yeah, okay, Aidana, your English teacher teaching 6th, 8th grades. Yes, good. And you're already researching. Good. Well done. Glad to hear. So, okay, good. So maybe you also can share some interesting insights if you have. So please share the information. Susanna, nice to see you. I know Susanna work with teenagers. No, you're not researching, which is okay, totally okay. Yeah, maybe after this webinar you will start doing it. Who knows? I guess we'll never know. Yeah, I'm an active user of Instagram, so that's why I know all these trends. Zhainagul Stas, yes, primary English teacher. Yeah, not researching yet. Okay, to find out more about researching. Okay, good, good. Maral. I know Maral. Karaganda. Hi, Karaganda. Yes, teaching 10, 11th grade. I don't, yes, you're researching, already researching. Good. Nice to hear. So Diana, also an English teacher. You want to find out that you don't know anything about CLIL, so I just started reading different articles and I really like it. Okay, good. Thank you, thank you. But in order to find out more about CLIL, CLIL is a huge, like a big methodology, very difficult to embrace in one webinar, so to say. If you want to find out more about it, just join the SIG, Special Interest Group, CLIL and Methodology Special Interest Group, where we conduct different webinars about CLIL. Okay. Mm-hmm. Zhainagul, university instructor. Wow, thank you. Thanks for joining. I see Rano, young honest teacher, want to know about research. Yes, okay. Tatiana, university students teacher. Good, good. And you're already researching. Good, good. Okay, yeah. Most of you just want to find out more about research and how to start. Okay, why do we need this research mindset? Yeah, do we need it or not? So I see English teacher from NIS Almaty. Good. More about research. Great, great. Altanai, yeah. NIS, okay. So NIS from Astana, I guess, yeah. Um, yeah, okay. So starting lesson study, yeah, I guess, with science subject teachers, which is CLIL focused. Wow, great, great. Therefore, I'm just in this topic. Yes, of course, of course. Good. So, Bagdaulet, teach both teenagers and adults. Good, Bagdaulet. So, have you started the research? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, from Karaganda, teaching kids, teens, and adults. Wow, kids, teens, and adults. What a range of students. Hi, Mulder. Nice to hear. So I'm okay, not researching, but I want to stay up. Okay, of course, you want to stay up to date. And maybe when you go back to teaching, maybe, or when you start teaching, you can think about research, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. I see. Now I can see that a lot of teachers, most all of you, want to know about the research and how to start it. Okay, so let's start with the discussion. I have a question for you. You can look at the screen. The question is, when you hear research in a school setting, what's the first thing that comes to mind? So please share your ideas. So using maybe one word or phrase or maybe a sentence, just share your ideas. Use our chat actively, please. And from my experience, I would say that usually, so when I ask teachers about starting their research, I see the fears in their eyes. I see the tears in their eyes. They think that it is something difficult and tough and something which requires extra time. Yeah, it's lesson study, action research. Good, well done. It's science. Yes, it should be connected to science. Yeah. Action research, yeah, it's a change. Good point, actually. To write report, yes, we usually think so. So, yeah, if we are researching something, we need to write articles, a lot of reports, tons of writing, right? Tons of papers. Okay. Altnight, the question you can see in the screen. So, when you hear research in a school setting, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Okay, trying understanding something. Yeah, good point, good point. Reflection, also good point because we need to reflect. Yeah, good. So we'll discuss it later. It's a professional development. Of course, it gives this opportunity to develop professionally. Something beyond teaching. Okay, not bad. Yeah, so analysis, collaboration, doing experiments. Yes, I love this. I love this. Yeah. So it means that you think that, yeah, sometimes teachers think that only science teachers can do because they can have the experiments. Yeah, it is something difficult because you need to read tons of articles, tons of researchers, and so on. But So I would like to change this opinion maybe later, because there are several myths about teaching. So that research needs months of work, sometimes years of work. Yeah? It can be applicable only for science teachers. So some of you have already mentioned it. It's only science teachers because they have labs, they have equipments, and they can do experiments. Yeah, so that's why it's easier for them to conduct research. Yeah, it can require expensive equipment. Of course, if we're talking about science, we think about equipment. Can you add anything else? Any myth you heard or you know about research? So maybe 2, 3 ideas more to this point. Yeah, you already mentioned like analysis, doing experiments. Yes, okay. Any other myths maybe about the research? And experts to research. Yeah, of course, of course. Yes, here's a myth. Here's a myth, actually. Yes, hi, Janar. Nice to see you. Um, yeah, you need to have a research background. Yeah, good point. Have a product at the end of research. Yes, yes, a lot of teachers think like this. For appraisal, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah. So when I talk to teachers and when I talk about research, most of them think that it requires additional time. You need special equipments for this. You need to read tons of articles and books. You need to be an expert somewhere. But is it really so? Now, let me say you what happens in reality. So in reality, your teaching research can fit even into 1, 2 lessons. Can you believe this or not? You can believe, you should believe it because it's reality. So we can research even using 1 or 2 of our lessons. Yeah, if we take lesson study, for example. I'm not going to talk about so in details what the lesson study is, but if you would like to find out more, so you can easily so text me on Instagram so I can explain to you. So it can work with any subject. Yeah, it can work with any subject, even English, even Kazakh, Russia, I don't know, math, even physical education. Believe me or not, even physical education teachers can conduct a research. And it can be used with everyday resources. Actually, for conducting research, you need your class, you need your students, and every teacher has its classroom, right? You need your curiosity, so to say, your passion, yeah, passion and energy for this. That's all. You don't need any additional labs. You don't need any so expensive equipments for this. What you need to research? You need to research your teaching practice. So anything else? Would you like to add something to, especially teachers who are already researching? So would you like to add something? So what happens in reality? Yeah. Why are you researching? Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. Research is for teacher researchers, not for young teacher mother. Good point, actually. Sorry, Kaimova, it's your surname, I guess. I don't know your name. Yeah, it's a good point, but in order to get the higher qualification of researching, you need to research, you need to start researching. Okay, okay. Yes, there's a problem in your classroom that you want to solve. This is very good point, actually. Yeah, you want to see the progress in teaching, right? Right. It's required by school administration is one of the reasons to research. Yes, sometimes school administrations, yes, require this. Okay. And some problems in teaching you have. Thank you, Maral. Thank you, Aidana, for sharing these points. Because actually, in reality, what you need to research some problems you already have in your classroom. As English teachers, or as any teachers, we can have several, let's say, problems. Yeah, some teaching pains, so to say. Yeah. And in order to solve this, we want to try something new. We want to try new methodology, maybe new approach, different activities. So, but what if you can underpin this by different evidences? And so you can consider yourself as a researcher, teacher researcher. Why not? There are three main types of teacher researchers, so you can try, and which is applicable for any teachers. So action research, which can take longer actually. Before this webinar, I was asked to share about my own experience of researching. So personally, my research is very long. For this year, I'm going to finish my research, which has taken me 4 years. Okay, 4 years to research. It's action research, and action research can take longer time. It can be exploratory practice, like you can investigate the classroom puzzles if you have any questions. So you can investigate even within one lesson, and reflective inquiry. So usually, so it can easily fit into lesson study. So lesson study, something short, but doable, especially if you have like-minded fellows. You can collaborate together and do it together. So why in CLIL? Yeah, a lot of teachers and colleagues just have asked me, why CLIL? Why do you love CLIL? So I love CLIL, actually. Yeah, I do love CLIL. I'm with CLIL, or CLIL is with me, I don't know, for more than 10 years. I'm a teacher trainer, so I've published several articles and conducted research that are all connected to CLIL. And why I love CLIL, so if you don't know, just a short explanation what CLIL is. It's a content language integrated learning, when we combine content and language and we integrate it together. Or CLIL also, it's a really good methodology to apply, so any English teachers especially. Yeah, your CLIL will be like a hard CLIL, because so you will contribute more language than content, so to say. You can easily combine any subject content, let's say from physics or chemistry, with language learning. So with the help of this methodology, you can easily develop the critical thinking of our students, because critical thinking is also very essential and important, especially nowadays. It can fit into any syllabus, any. You don't need to create extra. You don't need to create something new. Just look at your syllabus, look at some points and units you're going to teach, and think where you can apply CLIL. So maybe I can say that at any level, so we have unit about, let's say, ecology. Do we? Yes, we do. We have this unit about ecology, for example. Why not to implement, or why not to apply CLIL in this unit? Yeah? And of course, it can boost engagement by giving learners ownership. So CLIL is a good methodology because first of all, it's based on 4 theory. Yeah, if you know 4 theory, so it's communication, content, citizenship, and cognition. And what I really love about this, it's citizenship. So it can give this opportunity for our students and for us as teachers to raise this global citizenship awareness, that the students can feel that on your lessons, they can learn not only the difference between present simple and present continuous, but they can learn and find out something beyond the classroom. They can uh, so uh, raise this awareness. You can, as a teachers, you can raise this awareness in your students, and they can feel that they can contribute to the world as a citizens. So that's why I really love CLIL, and I really love to try it in my research. What I'm actually doing, yeah, my research is connected to CLIL. But how to create a question, so to say, yeah? Question, or we call it a driving question. So there are some hints, so to say, how to write a driving question. Driving question should be focused, small or specific, but it depends. If you are going to take like a long action research, like so I'm doing, yeah, for 4 years, of course, you can say that using CLIL, for example. But if you're not going so to conduct research for a long time, or you are doing a lesson study, let's be honest, it will be impossible to use the whole methodology so in one research. So that's why try to make it like very specific, not CLIL, but maybe some strategies of CLIL, like scaffolding, so to say. It should be practical, something that you can try in your classroom, not in your colleague's classroom. You shouldn't go to other schools. You shouldn't find other students. What you need to practice, you need to practice something new, interesting with your students in your classroom. It should be action-oriented because when you research, you're trying something new. Let's say you have some, maybe not problems, but difficulties with organizing group works. I think every teacher has, because I still have this problem sometimes. Sometimes it's difficult to organize group work. Let's say we divide our students into four, and one student is working, the second student is not listening at all, or the third student is sleeping, the fourth is not interested, not involved at all. And how to organize group work effectively, let's say. And then you can try something, you can try different approaches and see how they're working. What is also important, and that it should be measurable. You need to be able to measure how to collect the evidences, how you know that one approach is working, the second is not working. You can start with, let's say, you can take, yeah, as of evidence, some assessments can be taken. You can conduct a survey, or I don't know. So in my research, I've taken a survey, okay? And now I'm going to take the same survey, actually, and see the results, the differences, yeah? And what I would like to suggest is to combine with your expertise. Every teacher has its expertise. Every teacher is an expert in something, maybe not in big methodology, but in something. Maybe you are good at giving instructions, or I don't know, you're good at differentiating the tasks. Why not? Try to and think how you would combine with your expertise. Then it will be easier for you to proceed with the research. So you can see some examples, yeah, of driving questions. What's more important? Sorry, forgot to mention. It shouldn't be biased, actually. Because, for example, if you want to try some scaffolding strategies, you cannot claim in advance that positive effects of scaffolding strategies, because you don't know. Will it work positively or negatively? Shouldn't be biased because you don't know how one or the second approach is going to work. Some examples, yeah, questions, yeah. How does structured peer work like TPS affect the length and clarity of students' oral explanations? In assessment, what happens to student self-correction ability when I use exit tickets after each CLIL lesson? With scaffolding and support, how does using sentence starters influence students' ability to explain scientific processes independently? So when you create the question, think about these points. So be focused. Can it be practical? Can you use it in your classroom? Action oriented, so you can use and try something. Can you measure, yeah, the evidences? Is it biased or not biased? And try to combine with your expertise. This one is just a recommendation, yeah, so that it will be easier for you. And then after, so moderator qualification, you can get to research qualification, yeah. So that's why how to focus on your research. So pick one topic or unit from your syllabus. Try to create a driving question that should be clear, engaging, and answerable, and using these points. Yeah? Then we need to plan the task. How are we going to to do this research, and what are we going to do? So in the case of CLIL, we can integrate language objectives like vocabulary, grammar, some speaking frames, and so on, and decide how the data will be collected, whether you're going to use survey, observation, assessments, and so on and so forth. So you can use as evidence, yes, and You can use different tables and charts and mind maps. So personally, I use tables. And as a result of survey, I'm going to use the bar chart to see to compare the difference, how it was at the beginning and how it's now. And what is also important is to reflect every stage. Every approach you're using, or maybe the whole methodology, or so task, maybe. So any stage, try to reflect any stage. Even if you think it's not very important, but in reality, it can lead to big importance, actually. I would recommend every teacher to reflect everything you're doing in your research. So the more you reflect, the more researcher you can become. And so I would say that researchers, they're very reflective teachers because they get used to it, to reflect everything, to reflect their teaching. And what it can give you the opportunity to share the findings. Yeah, sharing is caring. You can share, so like using a presentation, I don't know, poster, whatever, you can go to any conference and share your result there. Then, so using these outcomes, using the results, you can write an article because this is the main problem that teachers usually have. When when they're asked, for example, to go to the conference and present something, what they usually say, they say, "Oh, I don't know what to present. I don't know what article, what I'm going to write about." So the simple solution: do your research. So collect the evidences, yeah, reflect on your research, and then using all this information, you can go and present it somewhere. You can start with your school or university community. Then if you feel that you're ready to bigger audience, you can go to conferences, so local conferences, Republican conferences, or maybe international conferences, if you feel that you are ready to share your results. And based on this, you can write articles about your research. That's all. You're so killing, so to say, several birds with one stone. Yeah, with just with a simple research. Yeah, you can have the topic of the conference. You can have the articles to write about, and then you are ready to accept a new teacher qualification, the research. So here is the 5 steps. Yeah, so just a short conclusion. What we need to do, we need to identify the focus, set a goal, collect evidence, reflect, and then share. So I'm going to share this actually with you. And yeah, let's do this one. Let's try, okay? At least we can try. So I'm going to send on the chart the document, okay, with this task. I will divide you into breakout rooms. We have how many? 20 participants. So in 5, let's say 4 groups of 5. So think of any unit from your subject. Yeah. Try to write a driving question in the so in the worksheet that I'm going to share, you will have the task and you will have the tips how to write a driving question and plan 2 or 3 data collection activities. How are you going to collect the evidences? What are you going to use? So totally we have 10 minutes, but maybe if you can finish earlier, then so yeah, you can share with us. So, and post your idea on Padlet. So what I meant by this, let me show you this worksheet. Where it is? Sorry. So in the worksheet, you have a link, actually. Okay, you'll have a link, and I will send this link to the chat. You just need to click the link and write your ideas there, and so then we can see all your ideas together on this desk. Yeah? So okay, let me send you. Okay. first, you have the link to Padlet where you need to share your ideas, and you have the task itself on a doc. So please download it or take a screenshot, whatever you like. Use this document with the task, with tips of writing driving questions, and some guides of steps. Okay, let me divide you. Oh, Aidana, would you like to help me? I think I don't have this, yeah, this option, this function to divide into breakout rooms. Do I? No, unfortunately, I don't have. Or you need to
Yeah,
make
just
me
a second.
co-host.
Let me help
Oh,
you with that. How many groups do we
okay.
need?
So we have 20 participants, let's say, okay, let's say 5 groups of 4.
5 groups. Okay.
Mhm. Let's try. So now you have some time yet to think about any unit from your subject. So try to think about the problems maybe you have, yeah, or what are you curious about, what you would like to try. So try to write a driving question, just a question, yeah. And think about the activities. You don't need to write in full details what are you going to do, just the idea of your activities, how you're going to collect the evidences, using what, yeah, using what tools, and then share. So, and maybe after this activity, you can find a like-minded fellow, you can collaborate and work together in the future. Yeah.
So, Jenny, Jenna, can you again explain what does mean driving question?
Driving question is something that bothers you. Yeah. Okay. So the beginning, it should be something focused, practical, action-oriented, measurable. You will have actually. So I sent the worksheet. Yeah, and you have the tips of driving questions. You have everything. Please open the worksheet. Yeah. I sent it in the chat.
Zhainagul, excuse
Yeah.
me. I made you a co-host. Can you check if you can click on the button? Because apparently it doesn't let me to click on the button, and I cannot figure out why. It used to work before. The session runs.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Mm. Okay, now I can see.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on it, but it just closes the window. Maybe it
Really?
works with you. Does it?
Let me check.
Mhm.
Check. So I think I can do it. Let me try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to open this breakout room. Please, dear teachers, dear colleagues, join breakout rooms, work together. It's a great chance for everyone to collaborate, to get acquainted. Yeah, okay. So I see that teachers started joining. Okay. Diana, are you okay? Can you join the breakout room? Diana, Shattuck, and Mulder. So I see that. Okay, Diana has joined. Good, good. Mulder Bolatovna, are you there? Yeah. Would you like to join? So please join the breakout room. So I think I will give some, let's say, 7 minutes maybe. Then we will look at each other's questions. Yeah. Okay, only two participants haven't joined yet. Shattuck and Aida. Yeah, okay. Okay, Aida. Join the breakout room. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Almost everyone. Yeah, Altanay, do you have any problems with joining? You should have four participants in your breakout room. Altanay. You should have Aida, Diana, and Shattak. Shattak, are you there?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I have returned to this chat just to clarify the task. I
Uh-huh.
don't understand what to do. What is a driving question?
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I sent the task to the chat. Can you check the chat? Our
Yeah,
chat.
I have checked it, but there is no information about driving question.
Information about the driving question is in the.
Let's say the unit I'm teaching in high school in 11th grade, the concept is called time. So what is driving question? How is it connected with the unit's topic?
Can you see this worksheet? Sorry. No. Okay. So can you see? So I've shared this one. Yeah, driving question. So the driving question should be like something specific. Yeah, practical. So you have the points like action-oriented, measurable.
Can you give one example of driving question? How does it look like?
Okay. So actually, I've given you examples, but let me share once more. So if you have the problems, for example, here, yeah, with developing fluency, yeah, and you would like to to try TPS, think, pair, share, yeah, you can say that how does a structured pair work, like TPS, affect the length and clarity of students' oral explanation. So in assessment, if you have some problems, yeah, so you can use the questions like this and the scaffolding, yeah. There are only examples, yeah. And when you create this driving question, think, yeah, how you can measure, how you can make sure that it's very so action oriented because you are going to try something new. So try to consider this points about driving question. And
Do you mean should I let's say point out the problem, one of the problems
yes
that students have and suggest one method that could solve this problem?
yes, not maybe method, maybe some approaches, or let's say a set of activities. Maybe if you have some problems with developing fluency, so to say, you have an example, yeah, and you would like to try TPS, think, pair, share, and your question so will be like, how does this work, affect the length and their speech.
And why is it needed to include the unit's same or topic?
So because when you start your research, you need to think where to fit it, in what unit you are going to try this, because it's difficult to try with every unit or with everything you are teaching. So try just to focus it, to narrow it down to the unit, in what unit you are going to try this.
Because in all the units, all the 4 skills are evaluated, and the learning objectives, selected learning objectives are given for each unit, and I cannot understand the connection between the unit, the choosing the unit. Why is it needed? Is it just for example?
It's just an example, and it will be easier for you to start if you haven't started the research, because the idea of this webinar and how to start, what to focus on, yeah. So it just will be easier for you. Just pick any unit from your syllabus and think, so in which unit you are going to try so one or another approach.
And how should we work in a group, as you said, because we are teaching in different schools, so we have different course program.
Yeah, you
Should
can.
we just collaborate with each other by telling our project? Because
Yes.
I have started an action research in 11th grade, so I can share with
Okay.
what I am doing now with 11th grade teachers.
Yes. If you have, you can share with it. So the idea is to work together, ask each other questions, and maybe to so find a like-minded teacher who is also doing something you are doing, and so then you can in the future you can collaborate to work together. Okay, let me check the what is so participants are doing in the breakout rooms. And
how can I return to the second room?
Okay, let me so
I guess that 5 minutes
fine.
will be over.
Okay, so that's why, yeah.
Yeah, the participants are already returning from the breakout room.
Okay, good. Fine, good. Yeah.
Can you send again the link to the Padlet so I can share?
Yes, you can share it on Padlet. So if you find it tricky, so you can write it to the chat. Just write your answer to the chat. Yeah.
I can see the link in the chat.
Really?
Can you resend it?
Let me resend it.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Fine. So everyone back. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back again. Yeah. So some of you just had the problems with receiving the task, and so is everything okay? Have you received the worksheet that I sent to the chat? Yes. Okay, I see. Good. So have you had the chance to work together, discuss something, and maybe yeah, so write your drawing question? Have you had this chance? So please, yeah, good, Nazem, thank you. So I see maybe it was a bit tricky for you to use Padlet. No problem at all. So the Padlet is just a tool, yeah, but we can use our chat. Please write your driving questions here. So what are you going to research? So what problems with your students you maybe have, and how are you going to do this? So please, the worksheet. Yeah, what's the problem? Aidana, could you please resend the worksheet?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for this, but yeah, I've never had the problem before. So when I send something to the chart, it should be there. Yeah. Okay, so I can see. Yeah. Thank you. So some driving questions. Yeah. Okay. Okay, how can we use the present simple to research and describe people's daily routines, habits, and general truths accurately? Okay, so what level of students, Bagdolet? I guess it's like pre-intermediate, maybe level, yeah? And some, so activities have survey, okay, observation chart, okay, good. So school or classroom routine. Yeah, mini interview. Wow, yeah, why not sample? But personal habits. Thank you, Bagdad, for sharing. Good. So other teachers, please feel free to share. And maybe from this chart, you can find your fellow teacher. So then you can maybe work together in the future. Good. Yes, the question, we know how to measure it. So you have some activities for this, right? Yes. Okay. The point is to collaborate with science teachers to learn about three conditions of what I guess. Yeah, good. The conditions of okay, but make it as a question. Yeah, turn it to the question. Nazim, are you teaching English? If I'm not mistaken, you're teaching English, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, your driving question is correct. Good, because it's not biased. Yeah, because we so you don't know in advance how it will work and how we can use now how maybe how the usage of present simple can so affect for my students' daily routine. Yeah, this one will sound like better, so to say. Yeah, you can measure it using different, so this activities, yeah, measurable activities. Okay, good. How to create recommendations and manuals for conducting experiments with water in the English language. Okay, very interesting. Is it your current research topic, Maral? Because you've said that you're already researching. Let me check. Yeah, let me check the Padlet as well. Maybe you posted there. Sorry. Yeah, I can see. Now I can see some answers on Padlet. Let me show you how it should work actually. Let me show. Yeah, when you so publish your ideas on Padlet, so then I can see it on this part. Let's look all together. Yeah, how does the Hadith approach can change students' mindset towards Cambridge exam, external exam? Wow, interesting. Okay, some survey, yes, formative, summative assessment result, face-to-face interviews, good. Interview is also is a good tool to use. Thank you. Okay, let me check. I'm checking the chat and what they're writing. How can students contribute to reducing pollution in their hometown? Interesting. So, and if you are teaching English as an English teacher, so how you can help your students, how you can support in this way. Of course, the idea is that you want them to contribute to the world. Yeah, you want them to contribute to society. But as an English teacher, and particularly teaching what you are going to conduct this research, at what level. So try to think about this. Yeah, and how you can measure this. How you can measure that what was the pollution problems before, and how we can measure the reduction of pollution. Yeah, so think about this. Something should be measurable. It's a good point, actually. It's a good point to consider, to think about, but try to think what to measure, how to measure, yeah, and should be focused, very focused, yeah. Good. Thank you so much for your contribution. So I see that so most of you are interested, in it, and most of you done well. So let me check the chat again. Okay. Interactive activities improve vocabulary retention among beginner English learners. Good, very good driving question. Thank you, Mira, for sharing. Yes, the topic is that English vocabulary to beginners. So think how you can, yes, collect the evidence at the beginning of your research, then doing after several activities. And also think if some activities are not going to work at all. Sometimes it can happen. So think maybe you need to use a different approach. And then so you can come to conclusion that several interactive activities, not all maybe, but this and this interactive activities, yes, can work with my students and they help improve the vocabulary. And then you can so compare the results, what was before and after using it. Good. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. The idea of this webinar is, of course, it would be difficult for any person to teach how to conduct the research within one webinar. But the idea was to introduce you with the idea of research. So how can we make this driving question? What we need to consider. So because all research can start with your curiosity, with the problems in your classroom that you are going to investigate. Don't forget about the reflection. Reflect each state, because reflection is already data. Among the reflection, you can consider your students' comment. Sometimes students can provide very interesting comments. After the lesson, they can come to you and say, thank you, teacher, for giving this task. Now I would like to think that so planting trees in Astana is very important, like it was in my case, yeah, because my research topic was connected to global awareness. So, and try to fix it, fix everything, reflect on every stage, and then it will help you to collect the evidences. And don't forget to share, because sharing is caring and you can inspire others. So just imagine, yes, this cycle of research. You're researching something, you share it with others, and maybe you can inspire other teachers so they can start researching based on your experience. And maybe they can bring something new to the teaching community as you. That's all actually for today. And just a mini challenge for you, yeah, if you like, just please participate. Try to integrate a mini research in your next lesson. Yeah? So if you have a driving question, good. If you haven't yet, so think, yeah, use this worksheet. So that's why everything is in this worksheet. Use the tips in the worksheet. Write a driving question on your Instagram and tag me. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram like Zhainagul.Ibrayeva or Zhainagul teacher. So, and if you need any further consultations, if you want to find out more about the research, so I have this product, so to say, service. Yeah, you can find the link, okay, in my bio. Okay, that's all for today, and I hope that some of you will start, yeah, the research. And
Can I have ask a question?
yes, of course.
For example, let's say that I find tried some interesting approach or method at my classroom, yeah, and I say, okay, that's interesting. Maybe I will do some research about this topic. But for example, when I hear this word research, for me, it's something unique or something unusual that nobody do some research about it.
Good
So
point.
before doing it, should I have some, again, research and identify, did anybody else have already researched it,
Yeah,
right? It's like
very
to create the, like saying the Russian says that why you should create the bicycle if it's already had created. Yeah,
yes.
in this case, is there some database base I know where should I find or research about this topic before I will start doing my research?
Very good point. Thank you, Susanna, for mentioning it. Actually, so teaching research is, the idea of teaching research is to research your teaching practice. You need to research what is going with, what is working with your class, what is not working with your class. This is the main idea. But of course, you can investigate in advance what teachers already used and how it worked with their classroom, because students are different. Even so, despite on their levels, they are different. Their needs are different. Okay, and so you need to think what can work particularly with my students in my classroom, because approaches can be changed so from class to classes. Maybe one is working with this class with these students and cannot work with the different students. Your
not globally? Yes, it means not global, but within my class, yeah? How does it work?
Yes, how it works in your classroom. This is the idea of starting the research and teaching practice. What you need to research, you need to research your teaching practice. Okay, so if you have, yes, we're going to finish, wrap up. So thank you
Thank you.
much. Thank you so much. Yes, okay. So if you have any further questions, yes.
Zhainagul, sorry, there are two questions left in the chat. One of them was from Kaimova BK. She sent her driving question and asked if it's too vague or not. And then Altanay Karataeva also sent a question. Two questions.
Okay, let me check. Sorry, let me
Mhm.
check. Extensive reading helps students to improve their writing. So think how you can measure this. Is it practical oriented? So you can try different activities? Yes, you can try. Can you measure it? So think about measuring, because it's sometimes would be tricky to measure writing. How are you going to measure? Maybe you start with formative assessment that you've already had. And then after, so teaching this, after applying this, so you need to have writing again and then compare the results. But the idea is good. The idea is good. Yeah. Okay. And okay, so Alt9, I've started lesson study with chemistry teacher. Our goal is to solve students' problem with language competence chemistry lesson. What we do? Could you please? Okay, so it's very long to speak about. Yeah, you can text me. Okay, you can text me on Instagram. So and maybe so I can so suggest any ideas. Yeah. So because I don't know any books on chemistry that you can read for now, so we need to, yes, we need time to investigate this. And if you're interested, so in this, yeah, later you can approach me on my Instagram. Don't forget about this challenge. Write your driving question, tag me on Instagram. So I will repost, and maybe other teachers can so find like-minded teachers among you, and then so you can work together. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Zhainagul teacher, for this insightful, thought-provoking, and inspiring session. And I truly hope that the teachers who attended and those who will later watch the recording will start doing their own research in their classrooms and their students will greatly benefit from it. Dear teachers, participants, thank you for joining. Thank you for your time and participation. The recording of this session will be uploaded to the platform, and whenever you have time, whenever you want to revise it, you can visit it. If you have any questions, as Zhainagul teacher said, you can contact her or you can contact us if you have any further questions. Thank you so much, and we really hope that you'll enjoy your weekend. Zhainagul teacher, thank you again for your time and your contribution to the professional development of teachers in Kazakhstan.
Thank you so much, Aidana and Kazakhstan team, yeah, for giving this opportunity. And I hope this webinar was interesting, productive, and maybe insightful. And if one day you will start your research, so then my mission will be completed, so to say. Thank you so much, researchers. See you, researchers, and have a nice weekend. Bye bye. Bye.
Thank you so much.
you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
You too. Bye. Thanks.